This program is a collaboration of personal opinions and individual free thought. It does not represent the views or narrative of the mainstream corporate media hacks. Viewer discretion is advised.
And here we go.
Live from the bell tower, taking a stand for your rights, your liberties, and all the bullshit in between. You're listening to Break the Bell Podcast.
All right, it is a weekend. Once again, we are here to wrap up your week in the wonderful news of the world today.
Yes, hello, beautiful bell breakers, and it has been a wonderful week.
It has. It has indeed.
All kinds of good stuff.
Plenty of stuff going on. It's just a matter of which things do we talk about? Which things do we focus on this week? Because we can't talk about all of them. I mean, we could. That'd be a really long.
It'd be a long show.
It'd be a really long show. But we got plenty of interesting things to talk about this week. We've got Biden in the news talking about marijuana. Probably smoking some marijuana. He should.
He'd probably be a better president.
He would. We got Elon Musk going to space. Not Elon Musk. Tom Cruise going to space. Elon Musk.
They're pretty close to each other.
Yeah, well, SpaceX is part of that. So Elon Musk, though, is possibly maybe buying Twitter. We don't know.
Or maybe he is.
Who knows?
Are they or aren't they?
This is the worst on again, off again. This is like worse than Rachel and Ross on Friends.
Right? Yeah.
Like the Twitter Elon Musk spat.
It's going to get to a point where I just don't care anymore.
Fucking Twitter's like, we were on a break.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care at all anymore. I given up hope on it. If it happens, fine, great.
Right. When it first broke, I was like, oh wow, this could be interesting.
This could change the game.
Yeah.
But
now it's a game.
I don't even know that it's gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna. I don't even know that it'll change anything.
I don't think it will.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So we got that. We've got Kanye in the news for being a white supremacist, obviously. Then we got some sabotage incidents over in Russia and Germany. So we got to discuss all of it.
Pretty much the usual anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty typical week.
Like what blew up this week in Russia?
What Hollywood celebrity is saying something stupid that's pissing people off, and what blew up over on the other side of the world. So nothing new, I guess. So, but we're gonna cover it anyway.
Yeah.
Before we do, obviously, we got to mention our sponsor, which is Run Your Mouth Coffee. Official coffee of the Break the Bell podcast. They support your right to run your mouth, hence the name Run Your Mouth Coffee. Support your right to free speech, as well as make a really delicious cup of coffee. And why not support a company that supports your individual rights, such as free speech? Go to rymcoffee.com. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code BREAKTHEBELL, and you'll get 10% off your purchase, plus free shipping. And that's an awesome deal. And you'll get fresh roasted coffee delivered straight to your door. You don't even have to leave your house. It just arrives on your doorstep. You pick it up and you put it in your coffee maker, and boom, you got delicious cup of freedom right there.
Absolutely.
rymcoffee.com. Again, support companies that support you, support your rights. That's all for that. Make sure you check out our merch store if you're dying to get some new Christmas presents. Christmas is right around the corner. If you're dying to support us in some financial way, the best way you can do that is to visit our merch store, which you can find at breakthebellpod.com or visit breakthebell.bigcartel.com. You can find different awesome t-shirts like the I Won't Eat Your Bug shirt, the We Are Not Your Pawn shirt, and then a few logo shirts. There's the Is This Shirt Even Real shirt in response to the Dead Internet Theory. All kinds of cool stuff over there. So that's breakthebell.bigcartel.com, or you can find access to it at breakthebellpod.com.
You know what I would like to get, except for it'd probably make me seem like an egotist.
You are an egotist. So
yeah, only
okay.
on the weekends.
Okay.
But our Christmas photos on a T-shirt.
We should get
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would. I think we should send out do a thing where we send out our Christmas picture as Christmas cards, like
Yes.
physical Christmas cards.
That would be awesome.
If you haven't checked out, been listening to us long, you shouldn't. Maybe you don't know that every year we have an annual Christmas extravaganza, and that usually features Dan Smots of the System Is Down podcast and Remzo Martinez of the On the Run podcast, and we have a blast. It is totally not our typical
it's not.
discuss the shit that's going on in the world. No, we take a break and things get really crazy. We read inappropriate Christmas stories. Last year we had a live musical performance,
Yes.
which I'm trying to get another live musical performance from somebody else this year. It's going to be awesome. That's going to be around Christmas time. So set your calendars for that, because every year we try to make it bigger and better, and it's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Is like I start usually preparing, like thinking about what I'm going to do for the next Christmas episode as soon as the first Christmas episode ends. So it'll be awesome, and we do put out a really cool Christmas card every year for that. So if you want a physical copy of that, reach out to me and we'll figure out a way to get you that, or whenever we decide to come up with that. Last year we did it like 2 days before,
Right,
so
yeah.
there wasn't a lot of time. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait for that one. Let's see. Make sure you check us out all over social medias. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the old people are doing those things. You can't even say the cool kids anymore.
Yeah, no,
Facebook's not
no.
really a cool kid.
Yeah,
Is
it's an old
Instagram-
person thing.
Is Instagram even the cool kids
I don't
anymore?
think so. We need Snap. Right? Isn't that
I'm
the
not-
new hip thing?
I refuse to get Snapchat. Snatch chat. Oh shit! I just spilled water. I'm not going to do that.
No, I
even
don't
if
blame
the
you.
listeners are like, you guys should be on Snap. No, I'm not going to
No.
do Snapchat. Sorry, I'm too old for Snapchat. But you can find us on the old people social medias, which you can find our handle at Break the Bell Pod, and you can.
We are now the hallmark of the channel of podcasts.
Yes, exactly. So like, subscribe, share, all that fun, happy shit we tell you to do every week, so we can make this thing a bigger and better thing as we want to do. We try to do. So if you like us, like hit the like button and subscribe and all that fun stuff. So share it with your friends far and wide, and we can make this thing more awesome than we already made it.
Yes.
Let's get into the show.
Sounds good.
So the first thing I want to talk about is we're not going to get into election season just yet, even though
No,
it's
no.
here. It's
I
October.
I need to drink a lot before we
Yes.
get there.
But I feel like this story is solely and only because election season is here. And that is Joe Biden announcing that he's going to pardon marijuana possession convicts. Like, I mean, he's been in office 2 years now.
Yeah. Why now?
Why do you think
Yeah.
he come
He's done more in the last 3 months than he has the rest of his entire
why
term.
do you think that is?
Oh, I don't know.
you-
You know, maybe something going on in November.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. It could be this whole midterm election they're trying to get ready for,
You're right.
which is most likely the case.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like it would be an awesome thing.
Right.
Like Biden pardoning all these, like, because the whole Brittany Griner thing came out,
Right.
where they were like bending over backwards to try to bring her home because of marijuana charges in Russia, and we're like, why the fuck do we have people sitting in jail for
Yeah.
the same thing here? You're not doing a damn thing about. Well, now Biden's like, no, we're gonna pardon the convicts and shit.
And so, again, the easier way to do it would just be decriminalize it, right?
Yes, that was my whole thought of this. It's like, you can pardon them all, but are you
Yeah.
going to turn around and arrest them and send them back to jail when they smoke
exactly.
pot
Yeah.
again?
Right.
I mean-
Or this group is pardoned, but the next group, nah, they're screwed.
Yeah, well, it's like we talked about the college forgiveness,
Right.
the student loan forgiveness. It's like, well, you still got millions of people that are going to college now that are still going to
Yeah.
rake in all this college debt. And you even have people that are like, whoa, if I get my debt forgiven, I could turn around and go back to school and get my master's degree.
Yeah,
So
right.
put yourself right
Yeah,
back in the same
right.
damn
It's
situation. That's what this sounds like. It's like,
Yeah.
let's let them all go free, but we're not going to decriminalize. So
Right.
we're just going to get more convicts. It's like,
Yeah.
what's really the point here?
Right. It's a Band-Aid fix, you know?
Let's see what he has to say. It says, this is from ABC News. It says, President Joe Biden on Thursday announced he's pardoning all Americans who've been convicted of simple marijuana possession. Define simple marijuana possession. Like,
yeah.
I-
being caught with what?
yeah,
like
like-
a dime bag, or being caught with like a couple
a
ounces.
pound?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what defines simple possession? Under federal law, coming closer to keeping a 2020 campaign promise to try to get the drug decriminalized a little more than a month before midterm election. I mean, they call it out right there.
Yeah.
It just happens to be a little like directly
Right.
before midterm elections. I mean, what's going to really get people out voting? Maybe I bet you they're going to tout that Congress has to pass that they decriminalize. So if you want Congress to pass it, then you need to get out and vote and vote for Democrats, obviously.
Oh, I'm sure.
The executive action will benefit 6,500 people. That's
it? 6,500 people?
I feel like
I wouldn't get out of bed for that.
I feel like there's more marijuana charges out there than
yeah,
6,500.
Like 80% of the people incarcerated in the country.
With federal convictions.
Oh.
Only federal convictions. But still, I feel like there's more.
I feel like that as well.
With federal convictions from 92 to 2021 and thousands of others charged under the District of Columbia's criminal code, according to senior administration officials. So, I mean, this is a big nothing.
Yeah,
It's a big
it
fucking
is.
nothing is what it sounds like. I mean,
It's a nice headline, but yeah, when you look into the details of it, there's nothing there.
says, elaborating on the number of people affected, officials said there are no individuals currently in federal prison solely for simple possession of marijuana.
There you go. There you go.
So they're going to get pardoned for it, but they're still going to stay in
Right.
fucking jail
Yeah.
because
Something else.
they were
Yeah.
charged with something else. So
Yeah.
basically nobody's getting out of jail
Right.
for this.
Yeah.
Because they literally said nobody is in
Yeah.
jail solely for simple possession of marijuana. Says, as I said when I ran for president, no one should be in jail just for using or possessing marijuana, but for all the other reasons.
Yeah,
that's
right,
fine.
right.
It's legal in many states, and criminal records for marijuana possession have led to needless barriers to employment, housing, and educational opportunity. And that's before you address the racial disparity around who suffers the consequences. While white and black and brown people use marijuana at similar rates, black and brown people are arrested, prosecuted, and convicted at disproportionate rates. His action before the consequential midterm election, in which Democrats are vying to maintain control of the House and Senate, could be viewed as a move to energize voters, particularly young voters. So ABC News isn't glossing over the fact that they're only doing this to attract younger voters to the polls. But the thing is, they're going to see the headline that says Joe Biden is pardoning marijuana convictions. They're going to be like, "Oh, that's fucking awesome! This is the closest thing anybody's got to turning over to legalizing marijuana usage."
Yeah.
But nobody's going to look into the fact that nobody's actually getting out of jail.
Right. Yeah.
Like, not a single fucking person is walking out of jail.
We're like, so we're gonna pardon you on these drug charges, but you got aggravated assault, you got obstruction of justice, and we can't wipe away the drug charge in your own state. So you still got 30 years, but hey,
you don't
federally we're good.
You don't got 32 years, though.
Yeah,
Could you
exactly.
imagine if you had 32 years?
Oh,
This
yeah,
is so
yeah,
much
yeah.
less.
Yeah, federally you got a clean slate,
Yes.
but with your state and everything else you got going on, another 30 years you're good.
Yeah, yep. So big fat nothing here. Just, again, trying to get people out to the polls.
Yeah. It's really pathetic, actually.
Says, when asked about the timing of the executive action, administration officials only said that Biden's been clear that our marijuana laws are not working. No shit. No shit. So, I mean, that's it. That's all I got for this one because there's nothing here.
Right.
I thought there was even more than there is here. I thought
Right.
at least, even with just the 6,500, I'm like, that's not a lot. But still,
Right.
6,500 people are walking out of jail that shouldn't be in jail.
Right.
Come to find out, no,
Yeah.
6,500 people aren't even walking out of
Yeah.
jail. They're just getting a little bit less of a
Right.
what is the federal sentence for a minor possession?
Well, I know there's mandatory minimum, so it depends on. I think it depends on like what number of offense they're on.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A minor's got to be the absolute bottom, like
Right.
the least, which
Yeah.
is probably maybe a couple of years.
I want to say at least 5 years.
So I don't know. It's basically doing a lot of talking to do very little of anything, but to convince people that you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe Biden, for giving me a couple of years onto my life. So
Yeah.
there's that.
But hey, if you get busted for smoking on a military base now, then you're good.
Right. Exactly. So speaking of getting high, Tom Cruise is allegedly literally getting high or going high or supposedly something high.
Yes.
I think he's got to be high to do what he's
I
planning
think
to do.
whoever the producer is got to be high.
First of all, can we talk about the fact that Tom Cruise is finally looking old?
Yes.
I mean, all the way up till Top Gun 2, we're like, man, that guy never ages.
I know, and it's
then
funny.
as soon as Top Gun 2 like releases,
Yeah.
he ages like 30 fucking years.
That was like his deal with the devil. It's funny because I had watched Top Gun with the kids and, the girl in it and everything, Kelly McGillis. And then
Yeah.
the second one, and they're like, oh, well, why isn't that girl in it? Well, and then I showed them a picture of what she looks like now compared to what
Yeah.
he looks like then and now. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's why.
She
she
not
looks
be in the
horrible.
movie. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, your kids are horrible. Like, no, she looks like shit.
Yeah,
she
she
should not
never
be
be
on
on camera ever.
Well, time has not been kind in the last year
No,
for
no.
Tom Cruise, at least.
Or he
But-
needs more baby blood.
Yeah, maybe. I
The
mean,
Scientology.
can we,
He hasn't paid his dues to the Church of Scientology.
can we talk about how the baby's blood must clearly be running out?
I
Because
think
mean,
so.
the Queen
Yes.
died.
Yes.
Tom Cruise is looking old.
Yes.
There was another one I can't remember, and I was like, well, the baby. What happened to the baby's blood? I don't know. Anyways, let's get back to Tom Cruise. He's apparently going to space for an upcoming film.
That sounds dumb.
He's going to be he could be the first civilian to do a spacewalk outside the International Space Station for a film. Like, he's going to literally go to the space station, literally walk outside, do the most dangerous thing he's always done some crazy stunts.
Yeah, he always does his own stunts. He got hurt for the last Mission Impossible because he fell out of a helicopter.
But why? Why go?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, no, and you're right. I mean, does doing an actual spacewalk add to the film more than doing CGI?
we have
or,
awesome CGI.
Yeah, there's been lots of spacewalks in films before this that looked
Mm-hmm.
really good, right? And
my
again,
thing is this. Here's what I think. My conspiracy brain is if the space station doesn't exist and NASA is all a scam and it's all been CGI to begin with, this is just a way to convince people, oh yeah, it's
Right.
real because you see Tom Cruise was out there walking on the space station. It's like because Tom Cruise has never done CGI before. Yeah, but that's the only thing that I could possibly make sense
Well,
with my brain of why they would say that Tom Cruise is actually doing this and not just using CGI.
again, if you're producing the movie, right, or you're funding the movie, right? I mean, how much of your budget is it going to take to fly him to space and film him doing a space? I mean, that's insane.
The whole rest of the movie sucks and has like,
Yeah,
has
right.
like puppets and shit because they have no more money. But that was a really awesome spacewalk.
yeah,
they did.
right, exactly.
But again, I feel like it's probably not real. It's
Yeah.
probably CGI, and they're just using it to prop up NASA further to be like, no, everything NASA does is real. Wink, wink. We need to keep funding NASA, even though most of the things that they show us are probably CGI to begin with. But no, Tom Cruise really went to space. He said so. And I don't know, either that or maybe NASA owes Scientology, the Church of Scientology, or
maybe they're the ones propping NASA up.
yeah, that's
Church of Scientology.
That's probably it. Maybe NASA is the Church of Scientology.
That would not
I don't
surprise
know.
me at all.
Let's read this. It says over 2 years after it was first reported Tom Cruise might shoot a film aboard the International Space Station, it appears the actor is inching closer to becoming the first civilian to do a spacewalk. Back in May of 2020, NASA confirmed that they were in talks with Cruise and SpaceX on some sort of film project that was unrelated to the actor's Mission Impossible films. What? Why would you include that in there?
Yeah,
like he has so many other films,
know.
totally unrelated to Mission
Wow.
Impossible.
So
but-
this is going to be another movie besides the Mission Impossible movies, and not Top Gun either.
now I have a feeling it's going to be a Mission Impossible
right.
movie because they
Yeah,
made
right.
a point to say that. It's gonna because they don't want to spoil it, so they spoiled it.
They're
By
like, oh shit, I should have written that, but it's not Mission Impossible.
says we need popular media to inspire a new generation of engineers and scientists to make NASA's ambitious plans a reality. There it is, right there. We need people just like Top Gun. They say was like the world's largest like military propaganda to get people interested in the military again, to start spending more money on the military and joining the military again. We need to make NASA relevant again, so we can get a bigger NASA budget. That's what this is. We can
And I
inspire
feel
people
like-
to spend more money on NASA.
I feel like their recruiting is off because literally 70% of the people I meet in my life are engineers.
Yeah.
Like I was
True.
just out in New York, and like 3 people I met were engineers, and I'm like, huh?
And they're like, wait, you're not an engineer?
Yeah,
That's weird.
Wow, I thought everybody in Iowa was an engineer.
I've never ran into somebody who wasn't an
Yeah,
engineer
right?
before. Says with Top Gun Maverick released and the next Mission Impossible installments on the way, I didn't know there was more coming out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Universal Filmed Entertainment Group chairman Donna Langley told BBC that sending crews to space is among the studio's mission and shared more details about the project.
Why?
I don't even think they've come up with a fucking movie yet.
Yeah,
They're like, we
they're
just want.
Yeah, let's get him in space. That would
NASA
be awesome.
NASA's probably forking out money because they know that the turnaround is going
Yeah.
to be fucking awesome. They saw what Tom Cruise did for the
Right.
Navy,
Oh my gosh, yes.
and they're like,
that
we
is
need
it.
that.
Yes.
We need
The-
that.
actually, the next movie is gonna be Maverick in space.
Yes. Maybe it's a Mission Impossible Top Gun crossover
Oh
in
my
space.
gosh, yes. That's a moneymaker right there.
Says Langley said Cruise and director Doug Liman, who previously worked with the actor on Edge of Tomorrow, pitched the film during the pandemic. The movie itself actually takes place on Earth, and then the character needs to go up to space to save the day. This sounds super gay. Says Tom Cruise is taking us to space. He's taking the world to space. That's the plan. Again, it sounds like there's no fucking
Yeah,
movie
that's
even
it.
planned
They're like,
out. They're
yes.
like, we just want Tom Cruise in space.
Yes, and then
We
we'll
don't
just put
care.
a movie around that.
We'll build like the scene has literally nothing to do with. It's like a love story.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, what was that? Did you ever see the Friends episode where Joey's in this like musical with some famous actress that like falls for him and stuff?
No.
And like the whole movie, it's like a soap opera, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or an onstage. It's onstage drama.
Okay.
Well, all of a sudden, like at the end of the episode, it shows like the final scene, and Joey just like goes out and gets on a ladder that takes him up onto a flying saucer, and he like has nothing to do with the whole rest of the show. He just all of a sudden goes like on a flying. That's what this sounds like. It's just
Yeah.
like a love story, and then she's sad because he has to. Like, she doesn't want to lose him. Then all of a sudden, he's just like, I got to go to space, baby. And then he just goes to space. And you see a spacewalk and then roll credits. And
Yeah.
it's just like, what the fuck just happened?
Right. Yeah. Well, and I feel like they're seriously overestimating A, Tom Cruise's appeal, and B, seeing somebody walk in space.
Has Tom Cruise really been that big of a hit lately? I remember back in the 90s, 2000s, it's just like,
I mean,
Tom Cruise was the guy.
Top Gun, the second Top Gun was his biggest hit ever, and it was the biggest hit since pre-COVID.
That is only because... It's not because of Tom Cruise. It's
Oh, I
because
know
it's
that.
fucking Top Gun.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
People our
Yes.
age are like, oh, that'd be awesome to see
Right,
another Top
yeah,
Gun movie.
Yeah, and it didn't suck.
No.
But it was no for no reason was it Tom Cruise.
No, it had nothing to do with Tom Cruise. The only reason why Tom Cruise made it what it was because Tom Cruise was in the
Right.
first one.
Yeah, exactly.
And people would be like, oh, that's fucking weird not having Tom Cruise in the second one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nobody here is begging for another Tom
No.
Cruise movie.
No, I can't think of one movie I've ever seen because Tom Cruise was in it.
Yeah, me neither. But I know there are people out there that were infatuated with him
Back
years
in the
ago.
80s.
Yeah, 80s, 90s, even 2000s because of Mission Impossible. But
Sure.
but not anymore. He's
Yeah.
freaking grandpa.
Yeah,
Who cares?
And yeah, and I mean, yeah, he hasn't had a meltdown in a while, but you know, people remember how he was.
Mhm.
You know,
Speaking of meltdowns, let's talk about Kanye West.
nice segue.
Yes. Yeah, you did it for me unintentionally. I wasn't sure how I was going to get there, but here I am. Kanye West is making the headlines again. Once again, I mean, it started with Donald Trump. You
Yes.
remember he wore MAGA hats and
Yes.
he denounced the Democrat Party.
Yeah, and he ran for president,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Holy shit.
and then Kim left him.
And Kim
for
left
Pete
him.
Davidson,
Yeah. I mean, he's just
which is
constantly-
quite a blow.
Right. I mean, there was all this talk that he was off his drugs,
Yes,
on his
yes.
drugs, everything on like not drugs, but
Right.
his. I mean, he
Yeah, his
started
meds.
a Christian school. I
Did
don't know
he?
if you knew that. Yeah.
No.
He did.
I knew he had a song that I guess they were saying was like Christian.
No. He started a Christian private school.
Interesting.
Apparently.
So-
Yeah.
but now he's off his meds again.
Apparently because he did his own fashion show, which I didn't know Kanye had his own fashion show.
neither.
Have you seen Kanye like the Yeezy shoes? They're fucking ugly as shit. Don't.
Okay.
They're
No,
ugly. They're
probably
fucking
really
ugly.
expensive too.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, apparently Kanye West is back in the news because he's a white supremacist. Because at his fashion show, he rocked a clothing line, a T-shirt line that says "White Lives Matter" on it.
Okay.
What are your thoughts so far before we even read the article?
I mean, it sounds like it's just something ironic you'd wear.
Sounds like Kanye being Kanye.
Well,
to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. It
I
doesn't
mean,
sound like anything really. It just looks
Does-
like Kanye trying to get attention.
does it surprise you that
No.
Kanye would?
Oh,
I mean,
hell no.
Kanye wearing a MAGA hat. It's virtually the same
right?
damn thing.
Exactly.
But
and he's with Kim Klacik.
he's with what?
Kim Klacik.
Who's that?
Oh, or no,
Oh.
Candace Owens.
Yeah, he's
Candace
with Candace.
Owens.
That's
Sorry.
Candace Owens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing. He's obviously with white supremacist
Right.
black
Yes.
Candace Owens.
Self-hating.
Self-hating Candace Owens while they're both wearing White Lives Matter shirts.
Yeah.
Apparently he upset social media though.
Oh, of course he did.
I mean, why
He
would
triggered somebody.
Yes. So let's see what this one has to say. This is from stlamerican.com. I'm guessing it's from St. Louis, maybe.
Oh, that makes sense.
It says Kanye West has made a bold fashion statement. On Monday, October 3rd, he revealed a surprise Yeezy fashion show in Paris displaying the Season 9 collection. Before models ripped the runway, he gave a speech while wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt with the Pope's face on the front. I did not know that part.
Wow.
I did
Okay.
not know the Pope's face was on the front.
That's weird.
That is more bizarre than the White Lives Matter
Yeah,
shirt.
It really is.
What is going on with my thingy here? It just got really small. There we go. Not that thingy. Not that thingy. That was already. It says he mentioned his ex-wife Kim Kardashian's 2016 Paris robbery, his former manager Scooter Braun, and the challenges he's faced in the fashion industry, including his departure from The Gap. I didn't know he was with The Gap.
Me
Is
neither.
anybody with The Gap anymore?
No, I didn't know the Gap was still a thing.
He said, I am Ye, or is it Ye or Ye for Kanye?
I think it's yay.
That's just dumb. Well, he's got Yeezys. They're not Yeezys.
That's
I don't
that's a
know.
good
I
point.
am Ye. And everyone here knows that I am the leader, he said at one point. It sounds almost like he's like the Antichrist or like
right? Talking in the third person.
like I am the way.
I am the yay.
I am the Ye, yes.
And all things must come through yay.
Yes. You can't manage me, he said. Some of the models in the show donned the same White Lives Matter show
Were
as
they also people of color?
I don't know. It says leaving social media outraged. So somebody tweeted, sending a White Lives Matter t-shirt down a runway in Paris is literally insanity, and no amount of gospel is getting that
I
man
disagree.
through heaven's gate.
If you wear that T-shirt through Harlem or maybe South Africa, maybe
that's literal insanity
That's
there.
literal insane. But Paris, France, I don't think so.
A runway in Paris, France, who fucking cares?
Somebody might choke on their
But,
caviar.
apparently this here is what's not getting him to heaven, according to
Sure.
this person. It says,
Sure.
no amount of gospel is getting that man through heaven's gates because he dared to wear a White Lives Matter shirt. Of
Okay.
all the things,
Yeah.
I mean, we have Netflix basically portraying that Jeffrey Dahmer went to heaven because he got baptized in jail. But
Really?
Kanye can't go to heaven because he wore a White Lives Matter
Huh.
shirt.
Well, maybe he needs to eat some flesh.
Yeah, I mean,
And drink some wine.
I was gonna say. I mean, that's the Christian way, isn't it?
right?
Others remembered the MAGA hat he wore to the White House and a Confederate flag jacket he wore in 2013. Here's what you guys got to realize: it's Kanye West. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to get people pissed off at him because A, he doesn't fucking care if you're pissed off.
Yeah.
B, he enjoys it because it gets his name back in the headlines,
Exactly.
and people are
Yeah.
going to buy his shit because of it. Even if you're pissed off at it, there's
Yeah.
going to be people that are like, "Huh, that guy's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check out his shit."
And that's it. That's the only thing that keeps him in the news.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even marketing genius on his part.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't give two shits about politics or Donald Trump or
Right.
conservatives or anything.
Yeah.
But the second he threw on that MAGA hat was the second everybody started freaking talking about him
Yeah.
constantly. And I mean, you could say the same about Donald Trump. We've said it's just like maybe he says these stupid things on Twitter to get people pissed off and
Yeah.
get him back in the headlines. I mean, how much like campaigning did he have to put out
Right.
in campaign marketing when the news cycle is just constantly talking about him anyway.
Oh, can you believe what he said? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts on this shirt, though? The White Lives Matter shirt.
Again, like you said, it's like wearing MAGA. I feel like he's just trying to get attention, and that's the best way to get it.
This one failed to mention, and I feel like it's probably for a good reason. This one failed to mention that Kanye West called out Black Lives Matter for being a bunch of frauds.
Yeah.
Why do you think they'd leave that part out? Because maybe people will start looking into it and be like, wait, Black Lives Matter is a fraud. Well, let's go look this up.
Yeah,
and
like,
then
they did take off with a bunch of money.
Yeah, they did buy millions of dollars in mansions. They did defraud their organization and not pass down money down to the local level like they supposedly were supposed to. Maybe they are fucking fraud.
Yeah.
So for an article to be like, Kanye is obviously bad because he wore White Lives Matter, to refuse to point out that maybe what he's saying is somewhat true.
Right.
I mean, that's a little sketchy on the...
No, I agree, absolutely.
On the
that
journalism.
takes away the credibility of the journalist, for sure.
I mean, then there's Candace Owens, who I don't even know what to think of her. She's like, she's the Republicans' token black woman.
Is she the Al Sharpton of the Republican Party?
She's basically the token black person for the Republican Party. It's just like, look, we got a black person that's saying things, which a lot of the stuff she says, I understand and I agree with. Like, and both of these are whether they're crazy, whether they're saying the right things, the wrong things, both of them are an example of famous black people that are like, we're not going to follow the Democrat Party just because we're black and you say that we should follow the Democrat Party.
And props on them for doing that.
Right.
But again, it's self-serving.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
100% self-serving here, which I'm fine with.
Yeah,
I mean,
I am too.
If he's going to make millions of dollars, good on him. Like I said, brilliant marketing on his part.
Yeah.
If he gets people talking about this, fine. That's great. But to call him an Uncle Tom or a racist, a white supremacist, I mean, that's just, that's what he wants because that's going to just keep the conversation going. And honestly, good on him for doing that, I guess.
And again, it's all it is I'm curious why he's got the Pope on the front.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't associate the Pope with anti-Black Lives Matter. If anything, isn't the Pope Black Lives Matter?
I think so.
Positive?
I'm trying to see what the front even says. It's in a weird font. So, but yeah, the Pope is definitely there, and it looks like it says Juan Pablo underneath it or something. I don't know.
Huh?
Which would be Jean Paul in Spanish, wouldn't it?
Right.
So
yeah,
I don't know. I haven't heard any explanation of why the Pope is there. Maybe he's just like, because I'm fucking Kanye West, and I said put the Pope on the front of it.
Right. Yeah.
Now it'd be bizarre if he started calling out like the Pope and the pedophilia and shit too.
Gosh, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine that? He's wearing a White Lives Matter shirt and he's calling out the Catholic Church.
Oh my gosh.
Mean, that would just be insanity.
Yeah, he would be the next savior going after Pizzagate, right?
It's probably what he's going for. So, I don't know. Is there anything else to say about Kanye upsetting social media?
I just hope he keeps going. You know?
I mean,
it keeps the world interesting.
It does. It really does. Do you think he's going to run for president again?
No.
I think my son today was like, Kanye's running for president. And I was like, good for him. I was like, if it came down to Joe Biden or Kanye, I'd probably vote for Kanye. And he's like, are you serious? I was like, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, what if he did something crazy? I was like,
you mean more crazy?
Have you looked at Joe Biden's track record?
Right?
It's not great. I mean, can it get much worse? And he's like, what if Donald Trump and Kanye ran? Who would you vote for? I'm like, no, that I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So, white old man with a God complex or black younger-ish man with a God complex? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'd vote for. Let's move on. Speaking of social media, Elon Musk and his on-again, off-again relationship. We talked about this right at the beginning of the show. So I'm not going to get too deep into this, but the current Elon Musk news is so we talked about months ago Elon Musk saying I'm buying Twitter.
Yes.
And we're like, yay, Elon Musk is buying Twitter. Things are going to be different.
Right.
Then it came out that he had asked for the number of bots as users, and they wouldn't release that information. And so he's like, well, I don't think this is worth as much as you're saying because of the amount of bots, and you're not disclosing that information.
Right.
So I'm gonna sit on this and possibly not. And then Twitter was like, well, we're gonna sue you because you promised to buy this, and all the shareholders went nuts over this, and the stock went up because you said it, and now we feel like you're just capitalizing because you own so much stock. You just said this to boost your stock, basically, and then they're suing him for kind of breach of contract, I guess.
All right.
So then Elon Musk, the latest news is Elon Musk turned around and is like, all right, we don't need to, because the judge basically said, you guys have till, I think it was the end of October, to straighten this shit out. Otherwise, we're going to make litigation. So Elon Musk recently came out and he's like, we don't need to do this in court. I'll go ahead and buy Twitter at the price that it sits at currently. So I think that's more than what he originally offered.
Okay.
And so now Twitter's like, no, we kind of want to take this to court. And it's just like, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah, right.
First, you got mad that he said he was going to buy. Then he said he's not going to buy. And you got mad that he said he's not going to buy. And now he's saying he's going to buy again. And you're mad that he's going to buy.
I feel like this is kind of a Kanye thing.
Kind of, yeah.
They like being in the news.
Yeah.
They like being
Elon Musk probably does too.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they probably have an agreement. Be like, hey, let's take this all the way we can. And at the end of the day,
nothing changes.
I won't buy it. I'll just stay a shareholder. But it'll look really good in the headlines.
Yeah, what if he had a deal with Twitter just to boost Twitter stock?
Yeah.
He buys like his 5% or 12%, whatever that major percentage he was. And then they're like, guys, he goes to the board and he's like, did you see how much it jumped when I bought the stock? Can you imagine how much richer we could get if I said I'm going to buy Twitter? Stock's going to go through the roof. And they're like, I like the way you think. And he's like, but you're not really going to buy it, are you? He's like, no. It's like, why would I buy Twitter? Yeah, that would be the most fucked up thing.
That would be. But
I would lose all
surprise
faith
me.
in Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Whatever I had left. So this says Elon Musk says Twitter won't take yes for an answer. It says billionaire Elon Musk has said he aims to complete his purchase of Twitter by the end of the month, but the company will not take yes for an answer. In a court filing, he said the social media platform had raised concerns about the theoretical possibility of a future failure to obtain debt financing to pay for the deal. So he said he was going to buy it and then said he wasn't, and they were pissed because he wasn't going to buy it. And now he's saying he is, and they're like, we don't think you're going to be able to finance this, so I don't know about this. Twitter says it did not trust that the offer would come through. Twitter sued Mr. Musk in July after he tried to back out of buying the firm. The judge overseeing the case gave the two sides until October 28th to work out a deal, agreeing to put legal proceedings on hold at the request of Mr. Musk. Mr. Musk said, Mr. Musk sounds like just stupid. Call him Elon Musk.
Like a Disney character.
Yes. Musk said litigation was no longer necessary after he said in a surprise move this week that he was prepared to go forward with the original takeover plan pending receipt of the financing and an end to the legal battle. There is no need for an expedited trial to order defendants to do what they already are doing, said Musk's attorney in a filing. Yet Twitter will not take yes for an answer. Astonishingly, they have insisted on proceeding with the litigation, recklessly putting the deal at risk and gambling with the stockholders' interest. In its own filing, Twitter said it was opposed to suspending litigation, calling such a move an invitation to further mischief and delay. It said it did not trust Musk's promise, noting that one bank helping to finance the deal had testified this week that it had not received any notice from Musk about plans to move forward. Defendants can and should close next week, the company wrote. Until defendants commit to close as required, Twitter is entitled to its day in court. So it sounds like it's possibly, and this is what Twitter's worried about, is Musk just wants to keep dragging this thing out.
Right.
And I mean, it's possible. Maybe he does.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just like, let's see if I can tank this stock so I can buy it at lower,
Right.
or maybe I can make it go up and then just sell all my shares when I make a
highest.
fortune out of this,
Right.
and then just back out completely. I mean, I could see that happen. I mean,
either
it'd
or.
be smart.
Absolutely.
I mean, is it right?
No, but when
Is
has
it wrong?
business ever been right?
Yeah. I mean, we've got lawmakers that basically do the same shit.
Right, absolutely.
They buy stock into companies that directly are affected by laws that they make, and then they make the laws, and those stock goes up, and then they're millionaires based on it. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's
she's
one
made a
major
a
example.
career out of it.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't have any accusation. I mean, plenty of accusations, but no charges of insider trading on them.
Yeah.
But if Musk were to do this and he were to make a few statements and get the stock to go through the roof and then turn around and sell it, you bet your ass he's going to court.
Yeah.
The SEC will be all over that shit.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, he might do jail time like Martha Stewart for that shit. But I mean,
it's hanging out with Snoop Dogg.
It's fine for lawmakers. There's a part of me that thinks that this is just all him just proving a point of how much power he has over them. It's just like, watch this. I'll say this. And then the stock goes up. And then he's like, oh, just wait for this. Watch this tweet. And he tweets again and it tanks. And they're like, oh, shit, it tanked again. He's like, it's a nice roller coaster, isn't it? It's fucking
fantastic. It would not
surprise
me at all.
So, I mean, whatever. He's a billionaire.
Right, exactly.
Until I see him do something that actually like benefits freedom of speech on Twitter or on social media like he claims, I'm not going to really put my faith in it because of how much it's being strung out.
Yep.
Until the final episode of Friends comes out and they end up together, I don't believe they're ever going to end up together. So
and I don't think so. I think Elon's going to get on his SpaceX to the stars and never say goodbye.
You think he's just going to disappear on a rocket into the sunset?
Yep.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, why not? I guess he'll end up on.
He'll have a plantation on Mars,
with slaves.
Yep.
That's all this is.
Because slavery's legal on Mars.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you have to have slaves on Mars.
Of course.
I mean, you can't pay people to build up space area. The funding went to their trip to Mars, so now they just have to work to live. So
exactly.
Yeah, and
it's like indentured servitude.
Yeah, that's what it is. So we got a few more minutes. Let's talk about sabotage. Couple of cases of sabotage in the news.
Yeah, there's been a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean it just seems to be a thing. Sabotage is now the new norm. Because last week, and Germany's getting the brunt of it right now.
Yeah.
Aside from Russia and Ukraine, I feel like Germany's getting hit kind of the hardest.
Well, and you got to wonder if it's because Germany didn't want to take sides.
It's because Germany fucking sucks.
Well, they do. Let's face it. They've sucked since what the 1920s.
Since the Nazis. They sucked since the Nazis.
No, a little before that even. The Kaiser caused them to start sucking.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the fall of the Nazis was the start of the sucking.
Yeah.
I mean, they seem to be doing a pretty bang-up job during the Nazis. Yes. Pretty fucked up. So, the oil thing got sabotaged. The oil pipeline got sabotaged.
They're already in an
last
energy
week.
crisis.
Yes.
Right.
Now, the latest news is a German railway was sabotaged over the weekend, last couple days, maybe yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah.
But apparently they're blaming sabotage on this major German rail disruption. Says NATO obviously had to put their 2 cents in this because they're probably blaming Russia. You know they're blaming Russia.
They are. You know they are.
NATO has stressed the need to protect critical infrastructure after what it called acts of gas pipeline sabotage during the Russia-Ukraine war. So after the sabotage of the pipeline, they're like, and always they come out and warn against something, and immediately that thing happens.
Yeah.
So they come out and they're like, could you imagine if somebody sabotaged our key infrastructure? Right. Imagine if they sabotage our, I don't know, transportation network.
It makes you wonder if there's some infrastructure bill out there for the EU that's due to be signed here in the next couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And this is all leading up to it?
It's part of the Green Deal,
absolutely.
I'm sure. Says an act of sabotage targeting communication infrastructure was to blame for a major disruption on the German railway network. Federal police are investigating the incident. Minister of the Interior and Community Nancy Faeser said on Saturday, adding the motive for it was unclear. Probably to just shut down the railway system. That is the motive.
Yes, that makes sense.
The apparent attack brought the train travel to a standstill throughout northern Germany and the capital Berlin at the start of the weekend before it was fixed a few hours later. I mean, a few hours in train time, that's a lot.
That is,
I mean, trains don't stop for like a minute.
How many people missed their commutes, you know, for work or to get home or whatever?
Oh, okay. I didn't even think about this. The whole the whole green agenda plan is to get rid of cars and have like
Right.
mass transportation railways and shit like that.
trains.
How easy would it? This is
Yeah.
clear how easy it would be to totally disrupt society and the
Right.
economy when everything is mass transportation, like
Yes.
centralized
Right.
transportation. It's just like, well, just shut down the trains. Nobody goes to work.
Right.
Nobody gets out of town. Nobody goes anywhere. And so the whole
Yeah.
we can shut down the whole fucking thing. I mean,
Easily.
this looks like they just shut down communication,
Yeah.
not the trains. They shut down communication, which led to the shutdown of the trains. So I mean, it doesn't take much.
No.
So yeah, let's get rid of the cars and everybody
Yeah.
get on trains. So that way
Yeah.
we can just have mass
Yeah.
chaos when things like this shut down.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly it. It almost makes you wonder if these sabotage things are people that are kind of anti-globalist, right? Like being like, well, how fucked up would it be if somebody disrupted this?
Like a
Let's-
fucking Unabomber type
Yes.
shit. Like,
yes.
here, let's show people how
Right.
how critical this could be, how susceptible to really big problems
Yeah.
this could be.
Just a little glitch. How
Yep.
much it can
It don't
throw
take
things off.
much, and we can
No.
throw the whole system off.
Yes.
Says the disruption raised alarm bells after NATO and the European Union last month stressed the need to protect critical infrastructure after what they called acts of sabotage on the Nord Stream gas pipeline. It's clear that this was a targeted and malicious action, Minister for Transport Volker Wissing told a news conference. Operator Deutsche Bahn, earlier said the disruption was caused by a technical problem with the digital train radio communication system. Sabotage to cables, which were vital for train traffic, meant Deutsche Bahn had to stop trains running in the north this morning for nearly 3 hours. Countless travelers in the region were stranded at railway stations. Queues, this is European, so it's got to be queues. Queues rapidly built up at mainline stations, including Berlin and Hanover, as departure boards showed many services being delayed or canceled. Security officials said there were a variety of possible causes, ranging from cable theft, which is frequent, to a targeted attack. It seems to be that they are directly thinking that, like, there's at least putting the idea out there that this was a targeted attack,
Right,
not
right.
just, hey, we like copper. We like the. I
Right.
mean, copper sells for a lot of money. We're just gonna steal these cables
Yeah.
and sell the copper, and it just happened to shut them up. No, the main thought in all of this is that it was
Yeah.
sabotage.
And
it
that,
was
that would be my
a
thought.
direct attack.
I mean-
but from who? Who?
That's a great question.
Because I saw an article that they're saying this wasn't like outside, like a foreign terrorism or foreign countries, or it wasn't. Nobody foreign related was responsible for this. Is
How
what
do
they're
they
saying.
know that, though?
I don't know, but I don't know.
Well, these were obviously cut by German cutters.
Yes,
mean-
I know those shear marks, and those are clearly
Yes, that's the Deutschmark 2000.
yes, exactly. So I'm surprised they haven't come out and said that this is Russia. Putin.
You
Putin
know it's
obviously did.
coming. You know it's coming.
But I'm surprised that
everything is
wasn't the
going towards
first thing
it.
they
Oh, I'm
said.
sure. Yeah, I'm surprised too.
I
Well,
mean-
maybe Germany didn't want to say that because they're still hoping Russia will save their bacon with oil or energy.
They're like, please don't cut us off more. We
Yeah.
can't afford that right now.
Yeah.
And Russia's like, go ahead, blame us, motherfucker. Blame us. Maybe Putin probably walked in there with a pair of scissors and was like, snip, and he's like, go ahead, blame us. Try it. See what happens. And they're like, well, it doesn't look like it was from outside of Germany.
If I was Germany, I would be like, does everybody remember the last time our economy sucked?
Yeah.
Does everybody remember what happened?
Yes.
Do you want us to do that again?
Yeah, right. It's like
Because we will straight up Nazify your ass.
Putin's looking him in the eye with the pair of scissors still in his hand. He's like, who did it? And he was like, looks like it was from within our own country. Looks like domestic terrorism, obviously.
yeah. Right.
We don't want to piss that guy off. NATO's out there like, this was obviously, and they're like, no.
Yeah. Russia's
No.
like, he's got him in his hand. And Germany's like, well, it's
Yeah.
obviously internal then.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. It's probably most likely that's it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they went on to say, we will not be intimidated.
Okay.
They seem pretty intimidated
They do
recently.
seem really intimidated.
I mean, otherwise they would have cut off their gas and stuff from Russia at the start of the war. I mean, they're one of those countries that's like, we're with you, but we're not
Well,
with them.
and-
We're not with them, but
And
we
that's
are
why I
with you.
wonder if that's why they're targets, is because they're kind of wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like, well, you know, we don't really want violence.
No, the U.S. is going to come in and, like, I don't know, cut their internet lines and be like, who you gonna go with here?
Right.
And they're like, God damn it.
yeah. Guess you wish you picked a side now.
Can't you just leave us alone?
Yeah. We wanted nothing after World War II.
And then some crazy artist guy is going to get out of jail and be like, do we want them to keep doing this to our internet lines?
Yeah.
You know who this was.
Yeah.
Obviously, please don't say the
don't
Jews.
say-
Don't
yeah,
say the
right.
Jews. Please don't say the Jews. Yes. We can't do that again.
Yeah.
Oh man. The sad thing is, I mean, what we were talking about, Vladimir Putin standing there with scissors.
Yeah.
A Jewish person could be standing there specifically. I'm not saying he was, but a Jewish person could definitely stand there with the scissors and cut that line, and they're not going to say a goddamn thing about it. They're like, it's probably it's just a power outage or
Right, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy acted aggressively, and we have no idea what origin.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
have
they
no
would-
idea what his descent is.
They will never ever
Oh,
accuse
no. Yeah.
or use the term Jewish
That's true.
person.
Israel could go over and take over Germany, and nobody would say jack.
No, the Germans can't. They can't do anything
Yeah.
about it. It's like that's like forever. Their curse is like
I feel like that should be the next Mel Brooks movie.
yes,
Because
forever. That's in the World War II treaties.
Yeah.
It's like Israel can really come and fucking take whatever they want from you, and you just can't do anything
Right.
about it
Yeah.
because you're just assholes. So I don't know. We'll probably get in trouble for saying that. Finally, we've got one more act of terrorism, and that is the Crimean Bridge that blew up. I think it blew up, right?
yeah, it blew up.
Yeah, it didn't
blew up
blow.
good.
It didn't blow up good because apparently traffic has resumed on the bridge
really?
today.
Oh,
yeah,
that's disappointing.
yeah. So I mean, if you're gonna blow up a bridge, you
Yeah,
better blow that fucking bridge up.
absolutely. That's you
I-
just can't do a lane or two. You gotta
Yeah.
do the whole thing.
Seriously, I mean,
Saboteurs today are
that's
just
what
not
I was
the
gonna
same.
say. They're just not as committed these
They aren't.
days.
They really aren't.
Because I mean, the train outage only lasted like 3 hours.
Yeah.
The traffic only stopped for a couple days. I mean, they're
Lack of
just not
commitment, people.
really, seriously. So this from Zero Hedge. It says Putin has declared it an act of terrorism on the Crimean Bridge and identified Ukraine's Secret Service as the culprits. Does Ukraine actually have Secret Service, or is Ukraine's Secret Service called the CIA?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what I feel the Ukraine Secret Service probably is.
I would agree with that.
It says, according to the head of National Investigative Committee, Alexander Bastrinkin, it's freaking Russian names, said the attack was organized by Ukrainian secret services, which were aided by some Russian and foreign nationals. Those people are dead. The authors, perpetrators, and sponsors are the Ukrainian Secret Service, Putin said during a meeting with the head of investigative committee, according to a video shared by the Kremlin. There's no doubt that this is a terrorist act aimed at destroying critical Russian civilian infrastructure. The investigative committee had also said that the Federal Security Service had identified the suspects who were involved in the attack. This incident will likely touch President Putin closely. It came hours after his 70th birthday. That would piss me off. It's like,
I know.
you're really going to blow up my
Yeah,
fucking bridge
right.
on my birthday?
Come on, man.
The day of my daughter's birthday? No, this is his birthday.
Yeah.
It says he personally sponsored and opened the bridge, and its construction contractor was his childhood friend. Man,
Wow, they're close.
yeah, he's got some close ties
That's
to
a
the
kick to the
bridge.
balls.
Notably, the bridge is already partially operational.
Partially.
The explosion will not permanently disrupt critical Russian lines to Crimea, but will likely increase friction in the Russian logistics, said analyst at the Institute of Study of War,
Now,
a U.S.-based think tank.
I have to say that the CIA probably was not involved with this because we know that they're really good at blowing things up.
Look at that explosion, though.
Yeah, that is impressive.
I mean, that's a big-ass explosion.
That is.
I mean, I give credit to the Russians for getting the bridge back open. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe It looks like there's 2 bridges for 2 lanes, like
Right, yeah.
one way for one bridge for one way and the other
Right.
bridge for the
So
other
maybe
way.
they're-
So maybe they blew up one side, so they
Right.
opened up
The other one.
a lane on both sides.
Yeah.
They just dropped it down to a
That
single
makes
lane.
sense.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Do a better job.
Yeah.
Kiev hasn't officially taken responsibility for the Kerch incident, although it's commemorated that the explosion within hours with a new postage stamp.
Is it a burning bridge?
Are you kidding me? Kiev commemorated the bridge explosion with a postage stamp hours after the attack. How quickly do their postage stamp artists
They
work?
already had that in plans, I'm
Right?
sure. Yes. They're like, okay, we got the stamp ready to go out on Tuesday. We need to blow the bridge on Monday.
According to Zelensky's aide on Twitter, he said the explosion is the beginning.
Huh.
That sounds a lot like maybe Ukraine is responsible for this.
A little
I
bit.
mean, they're in war, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
they're
yeah,
being attacked.
right.
In their defense, if this war is all Putin attacking them, they are justified, I guess, to blow up a couple bridges.
No, absolutely.
I mean,
I agree with
war
that.
fucking sucks.
Yes.
But a postage stamp. First of all, do people really still use postage stamps? Second of all,
That's a good
do you
point.
think? I mean, that's kind of a dick move to be like. They mail Putin a letter saying "Gotcha, bitch" with a
the
postage stamp of the explosion.
P.S. You can keep the stamp.
How long before Western media began to gaslight the world and somehow blaming Putin for blowing up his own major supply chain? Why the fuck would Putin blow up his own bridge? I know it's coming.
Oil.
Yeah,
Yes.
why would he blow up his own
Yes.
oil pipeline? But why? Yeah, why would he blow up any of his own infrastructure, his own supply line?
Right.
It says Russia's State Investigative Committee has put out a statement saying at least 3 civilians died as a result of the attack on the Crimean Bridge, which was likely a fertilizer-laden truck bomb. According to preliminary data, 3 people died as a result of the incident. I feel like they got probably their bombing skills from the FBI or
Yeah.
CIA because,
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what they blew
I was
up
going to say
the-
that's a big FBI move
the
right
Oklahoma
there.
City bomb
Yeah.
or tower.
Fertilizer-laden truck. Yeah.
They were presumably passengers of a car, which was near the exploded truck. As of now, the bodies of a man and a woman have been recovered from the water. Their identities are being established. Blah, blah, blah. People died. Yes, we get it. Says, at the same time, blasted what she called the criminal logic of some NATO officials who are positively cheering the attack. Ukrainian government sources have owned up to the attack, but this claim of responsibility stopped short of being made publicly official. A Ukrainian government official told the Washington Post that the country's special services were behind the attack. So they are. They're out there being like, yeah,
they're
that was
like,
us.
yeah, we did
That was
it.
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But I could see the way Ukraine has portrayed themselves in the face of war
Right.
as heroic. I could see somebody else blowing that up and be like, that was us, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
we did
right,
it.
Right.
And-
Yeah. We got to win. We got to
Yeah.
win.
And maybe it was Putin in order to justify. Maybe it was like the night of broken glass in Berlin,
Right.
in Germany, World War II. And he's like, this bridge, we're going to take it down anyway. We need a new bridge anyway. Just blow that fucking bridge up.
Well-
We'll say the Ukrainians did it, and then we have more reason to attack
Right.
them. And then the Ukrainians are stupid enough to sit over there and be like, that was us. We did that. We are heroes.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. Yeah. I mean, you got Russia, and they now have, 6 territories now down in that area?
Yeah.
Blow the bridge, get your base going, right?
Yeah,
Now
go
you got
take all the
Ukraine getting
territory.
attacked from all different sides.
And like I said, if that was the case, Ukraine would be stupid enough
Yeah.
to be like, Zelensky would be like, that was us. We
Yeah.
did that.
Right.
But from what it sounds like, it probably was Ukraine because,
Yeah.
mostly because of the postage stamp.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
That
piece of
is,
evidence
yes.
there. I mean, when you come out and you instantly have a postage stamp,
Yes.
hours later,
Zelensky comes out. Today is National Blow Up a Bridge Day.
apparently a Ukrainian government organization Twitter account posted sick burn on Twitter following the bridge.
Wow.
What's your opinion of all of this?
Well, like you said, it's war, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, do it, take credit, whatever. Postage stamp is a little tacky. But, and I don't know how involved Crimea is with this.
Well, Crimea was
Right.
originally annexed years ago.
Right.
Was 2012?
Yeah, but I wasn't aware of any military operations coming from Crimea.
Yeah,
so
I don't know the trade routes or anything like that.
yeah, I don't either. So I don't know, Putin's supply lines if they're coming from Crimea or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it may be a great strategic move, and
But is it though? Because this goes on to say, and obviously this is conjecture. This is like we have no idea what Putin is thinking. But this goes on to say, in the aftermath of the major attack on Russian infrastructure, there's growing speculation that President Putin could be poised to declare full war on Ukraine, escalating far past the currently dubbed special operation. This is what they wanted to begin with, though.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I mean,
Not Russia. NATO wanted a full-blown war
they
in
do,
Ukraine.
but at the same time, I mean, Russia's kind of been a laughingstock.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've been fucking around with Ukraine, and people were like, "Damn, Russia, we thought you were more powerful than that."
And we said at the beginning, we're like, Russia has their little strategic things that they want to accomplish.
Right.
They're not just rolling over Ukraine. We felt that if Russia wanted to, they could fully roll over Ukraine.
Absolutely.
And just obliterate them off the map. And he kept poking the bear, being like, come on, do a full war, a full war.
Woo! We got him on the ropes. Russia can't take it, right? And then, who was the lady who came out, was it with the UN? That you sent me the video. And she's basically, she's like, you guys, you're pushing for this full-out war. And she's like,
it's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. You don't know how this is gonna affect everybody. Yeah. And so it kind of makes you wonder that this is the way it's going to go now.
Well, I feel like this is what they wanted to
absolutely.
begin with, because the whole time NATO's been like, step 1 foot across the border into Ukraine or into NATO territory outside of Ukraine, and we're in war. And the whole time Russia's like, we don't plan to do that. What are you talking about? Right. It's like, don't do it. Do not step over that border.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you look at that line? Did you look at that line?
We're not even. We don't even care about your fucking line.
Yeah, right.
So, I don't know.
It definitely seems like. I mean, there is several parties that want this to escalate to the next level.
Yes, I agree, and it probably will.
It will, because the little things like this, the Nord Stream, maybe even Germans' trains. I don't know. It definitely seems like different acts are starting to escalate things and getting tensions built up to the point where it's going to blow.
Yeah, the top's going to blow one way or another.
Yeah.
Again, this is war, so Russia started a war. They're going to get their bridges blown up, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing that bad shit's going to happen. People are like, "Oh, damn, we didn't think it was going to go like that." It's like it's fucking war. What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. So. We haven't even talked about, because I think I might talk about it tomorrow, the whole buildup of nuclear talk, like the most nuclear talk that there has been since like the 1960s Cuban Missile Crisis. And I feel like tomorrow might be a good time to talk about that. So, because that's going to take a little bit more time than just, hey, people are talking about nuclear bombs and shit.
And our nuclear talks are always fun.
Yeah.
Times,
so we might do a nuclear war discussion tomorrow. So be prepared for that, unless something else pops up that we're like, no, we definitely have to talk about this. That might be what we're talking about tomorrow. So that will be tomorrow night, which is Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be live, as we always are on Monday nights. So don't miss that. Invite your friends and family, because we like talking. Did we do a nuclear?
We did a international thermonuclear war talk about a year ago, I think.
Okay. I knew we did something.
Yeah,
so,
because they started talking. They were talking about Putin's going to push the button and what that would look like. And then we kind of talked about which countries had bombs and how many and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right. So I might have to go listen to that again so I don't repeat things that I said on that episode. But there's specific things that are going on right now that we can address as far as the nuclear talks, because it seems like every week it's closer to we're poking the bear a little closer.
And Biden's got diarrhea of the mouth in regards to it.
Literal diarrhea
and
of the
ass, to the point where
so.
people in Europe are like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up, dude. So that's what we might be talking about tomorrow. So Set your calendar, set your timers, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow for that live event. This is all we have for this week. What do you think about all this stuff?
That's crazy, man.
Kanye running or like wearing his shirts.
Yeah. I love the election build up, that's going on.
Yeah.
Because that's what all that is.
Yeah,
right.
Because obviously nothing. That's a big nothing
Oh, yeah.
sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a better chance that there's going to be a nuclear war than there is of Biden decriminalizing
Oh, fuck
marijuana
yeah.
usage.
Because that's a serious step.
Yes.
And he's not that serious.
No, he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't do anything seriously.
Yes. So except threaten nuclear war.
Right.
That's about it. So
Yeah.
that's all the time we have for this week. Make sure you check us out all over the social medias, like we say every time. You can find us at Break the Bell Pod is our handle on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share it far and wide across the social media land because we love you for it. Make sure you check out our merch at breakthebell.bigcartel.com. And also, we got our Patreon account where you can get access to bonus episodes and shit like that and other merch opportunities. That is patreon.com/breakthebell. That's a lot of things to remember.
It
Like
is.
a lot of addresses to remember. Go enjoy the rest of your weekend while you still have the opportunity. We have, 5-6 hours left? 5
I think
hours
so,
left?
yes.
5.5 hours left? Go enjoy it. Because there could be a nuclear bomb tomorrow, so you might as well live it up while you can.
Wow, that went dark.
As it does. Go smoke some weed and get thrown in jail because you might get pardoned for it, or don't. I don't know.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
make sure it's federally.
Yes. I don't know. I have no closing to this.
Yeah. Stay off the trains because they might get shut down.
They might get shut down.
And don't go on a bridge.
Yes, no bridges, especially no Russia
Yes.
bridges.
No.
So
That'd be bad.
have a great rest of your weekend. We'll catch you tomorrow night. Don't miss it. Goodbye.
Peace.
The Break the Bell podcast is brought to you by you. So pat yourself on the back because without you, we would be talking to ourselves. A special thanks to our Patreon members, Justin Zielinski, Remzo Martinez, Stephanie Parker, and T.O. Jacobson. A shout out to our sponsors, Run Your Mouth Coffee, the On the Run podcast, and Goulash Media. If you'd like to help support us, visit patreon.com/breakthebell or buy our garbage at breakthebell.bigcartel.com. Get back here next week and let us continue to invade your ear holes. And as always, never stop talking.